Hey y'all, welcome back to the update groundbreaking dev service, the third video I'm doing on the dev server, and in this one we'll be covering the new naval forces coming to the game. We'll be starting off with the US, and US is getting a new rank 2, right? Yes, rank 2 4.3 destroyer in the USS Mitcher. The ship is armed with the improved 5-inch 54 caliber Mark 18 guns in 2 single mounts. Now, you may think, well, you only have 2 guns, that must not be too good. Well, the thing about these 5-inch 54 Mark 18 cannons is they have an autoloader that allows them to fire at 40 rounds a minute. And even though you have less gun, or one less gun per mount than, say, the 5-inch 38 mounts uh, on the USS, or on things like the USS Sumner and other late war American destroyers, you have a higher fire rate than them. So these are manually loaded. You'll have a first stage fire rate of 22 rounds a minute, and then a sustained fire rate from the magazine of 15 rounds a minute. So you're supposed to have a much higher fire rate. But the thing I found is I don't think they're modeled correctly. Because when I was in test driving, they had a longer reload than they should. Because these should only have like a 1.5-second reload.
Targets.
And turn off
Gunners
my
are searching
secondary.
for surface
If we come
targets.
over here, look, there's like a 4-second reload on these. That's definitely wrong. So these currently have the same fire rate as a 5-inch 38 Mark 38 mounts, which they should. You should have a much higher fire rate. But this is the dev server, so it'll hopefully change. But before we leave, as you can see, we do get radar we can play around with on this ship. I'll come back to the hangar. Along with the 5-inch 38, you get 2 of the 76 or the 3-inch Mark 34 guns. These are similar to the ones you see on the Pittsburgh. They're post-war anti-aircraft guns that replace the Bofors. So these have HEVT in them, same as 5-inch 38s once you get them. They'll both have HEVT rounds that you can unlock. You also get rocket launchers back here. 320 Mark 108s. You get 2 of them, one on the rear, super firing the 3-inch on the rear as well. One of the Japanese ships has one of these, and I've messed around with it. It's an interesting weapon. They're supposed to be anti-submarine rocket launchers that gave the ships a much wider range for deploying depth charges than dropping them off the back or using K launchers. And then rounding out, you've got some twin-mounted Orlikins scattered around. Armor-wise, there's not much on here, so I mean, it's an early destroyer, so you take sustained fire and you're gonna be gone pretty quickly. But hopefully they will fix the fire rate on those 5-inch 54s, because those should be really nice once they do. Coming over to the Germans. I don't have anything in their blue water. Did they get anything coastal? And nothing in coastal that I can see. So skipping over them, going over to the Russians. Russians didn't get anything in their blue water, but they did get a new coastal vessel. Give me a second, I need a drink of water. Ah, that's better. They got a new MPK PR 201M. So this is a little Russian motorboat armed with some 25mm guns, but the main thing that's on here are these rocket launchers. They're RBU 1200 mortars. No idea how these would work. Sadly, I can't really test drive them, as I'm not that far in the Russian tech tree. So best we can do is just look at the preview, but I assume they'll be like any other rocket launchers. Just point at things and go bloop. You do get the back, no, so you just get 20 of these, so it's just the mortar, or the anti-sub mortars you see here. How useful this will be, I don't really know. What's that, 3.7? I'll probably get torn to shreds before you can really get it. It'll depend on how far you can shoot those mortars, will be how good this is. Coming over to Great Britain, Coastal, they didn't get anything new, but they got a big boy coming for Naval. It's the HMS Marlborough, and it's going to be coming after the Dreadnought. Oh, excuse me. The British finally have a battleship that can that can match up to the Hyuga and the Perskaya Commune for the Russians and Japanese, respectively. This thing, she's armed with 10 13.5-inch guns and 5 dual turrets, as you can see, alongside 12 6-inch single mounts and casemates along the side of the ship here. And then she's got some 4-inch AA guns on either side of the bridge, and 3-inch AA guns on the aft tower there. And then she should have some underwater torpedo tubes once I find them. Yep, up here. She has 4 underwater torpedo tubes. So 2 per side at the fore and aft of the ship, and you get 4 reloads per side for a total of 5 torpedoes you can shoot out. Armor-wise, she's got a very heavy 304mm belt, but that's underneath the waterline there. So her main belt that's along the waterline is only 228mm, so let's hop over here into protection analysis. Go over to Japan, grab the Hyuga, switch over to the 356 third years, and pop this out, say 10,000 yards. So yeah, even I'm trying to guesstimate how it would come down, but she'd be able to come through, or if the Hyuga hits high enough, her shells are going to come in and do damage. They will be able to reach into the magazines. Ooh, that's actually pretty well protected. Oh, because I'm hitting the barbette there, that's what's happening. So, from range, your barbette should at least be protected from the Hyuga. Oh, never mind, that one got into the ammo rack, or into the magazine room. Let's see, yeah, the magazine room. Oh, that got into the powder room. So yeah, you would have gone boom there. But yeah, let's see, what can these 13.5s do? Where are they? So you get stock base, or you get stock just a normal high explosive shell, which can go through about 96mm. What's it got? It's got an 88 kilogram TNT charge, so pretty hefty charge there. As for the you do also get a 13.5 common point capped shell. So basically the fuse of this HE shell is in the base of it, and then it's got an armor piercing cap on the end of the shell. It's able to penetrate through about 200 plus 264. But no, it's probably better to look at like the 7,500 meter, so about 200mm of armor flat, 190 at a 30-degree angle. So pretty good shell, and nice hefty 58 kilogram bursting charge. And then finally the AP shell, which yeah, you'll be able to punch through any battleships you need to. This only has a 22 kilogram warhead. Let's go hop over to the Hyuga, because I'm forgetting what her bursting charges are. I know the British like to really pack their HE shells with a large bursting charge. Yeah, you've got a heavier bursting charge than in your shell than the Hyuga does in hers, but the Hyuga can pin a lot more than yours can, or than the British shell can. As for the sap shell, the Hyuga has a 68 kilogram. What was it? It was 50 something kilograms on the Marlboro. Oh, that's not easy to say quickly at all. So on the Marlboro's HE shell, yeah. So you've got more HE filler in your AP shell compared to Hyuga, but the Hyuga has more HE filler in her sap shell than you do in yours. So you definitely make up for having the smaller shell though, in the AP department at least. Moving along to Japan. Japan didn't get anything this patch. In Blue Water and in Coastal, yeah, Japan got nothing. So apparently I forgot to talk about the R in Tigray, and thankfully someone pointed it out to me. So now we're gonna take a look at it, and then I'll re-upload this video. So the Tigray is going to be a new 4.7 Italian premium destroyer. So it's going to be worth, well, you can pick it up for 1,750 GE. Going to be armed with 4 dual-mounted 120 millimeter 45 caliber guns. Along the center line, you'll get a HE shell for them, an HE time fuse shell, and then an AP BC shell for your 120s. You also have some secondary 76.2 millimeter anti-aircraft guns. Where were those? They're right here. So you get one of these on either side of the ship. They get a time-fused HE shell. Well, and then you get some 40 millimeter Bofors for additional anti-aircraft on either side of the superstructure, of the bridge structure. Otherwise, give me 1 second, let me swap back over to not so I can get a better understanding of how fast this will be. Go over to, where is it? Common battle settings, right? No. Here we go. Putting this back up in a preview. And so you'll be able to hit 31 knots, so it's not going to be that fast for a destroyer. It's going to be pretty slow, actually. Probably won't be... yeah, this is not going to be a real good premium, because you're at the same tier as a bunch of the late war US destroyers, and, well, you're at the same tier as Sumners, and that isn't going to match up to a Sumner at all. You're also at the same tier as, say, where's the... as the Akizuki as well, so yeah, that's probably a bad buy for a premium. I would avoid the Tigray, honestly. Just at a bad BR for what it has. It definitely needs to go lower in my opinion, because, well, what's fire rate on these 120s? I'm assuming not the greatest, maybe like, yeah, you only have a 7 round a minute fire rate. Yeah, stay away from this. Honestly, just stay away from it. Not worth it. Star of the show is definitely going to be the HMS Marlborough. That'll make any British captain happy. Finally have something that can stand up against the Hyuga. Even though the Hyuga still outmasses your broadside, you'll at least be able to put up a decent fight against her. Let's pop up the preview. So the Royal Navy's ready to go on the next patch. If y'all enjoyed this, and stay tuned for more on my channel. Have a good day, y'all.